This week we travel to the Great Bear Rainforest, and our journey begins in the pristine city of Vancouver, British Columbia. It's an incredible city, often voted one of the world's most beautiful. You can see its magnificent mountains on the North Shore that are part of the coastal mountain range that runs from the Yukon across the Alaska Panhandle and through virtually all the coast of British Columbia. The mountain range is spectacular, and from the air you can see the rugged snow-capped range for miles. Its backdrop against the modern city landscape is one of the most memorable sights you'll see in all of Canada. Our goal today is to travel north of British Columbia to the picturesque Great Bear Lodge. It means flying from Vancouver to Port Hardy and then on to the Great Bear Rainforest. Things get very exciting when we land in Port Hardy. We're transferring to a 1944 German Goose, one of the classic float planes that opened this country up. It's the build-up to an adventure you will always remember. Our pilot Alistair and his co-pilot Ryan take us on a float plane experience that is truly unforgettable. Taking off over water is thrilling and proves that it's not only the destination that's exciting, the journey getting there is equally as exhilarating. Well, Nigel, how special was that? Landing on the water, flying over those mountains.
Yeah, incredible.
Beautiful plane.
Incredible. I didn't realise this is actually part of the ocean.
It is, salt water flowing through. You know, look at the environment. This is the Great Bear Rainforest. We are so lucky to be here. This has been on my bucket list for so long. Great Bear Lodge. It's got an amazing story. I can't wait to share this with you because this place is just incredible. And what are we looking for?
Well, what we're hoping to see here are grizzly bears. We've already seen the beaver on the water there, but the grizzlies are what we want to see. And I'm excited about that. Great Bear Rainforest is one of those places you must add to your bucket list. The Great Bear Lodge, a floating lodge, is simply amazing. What a place this is. This is something very special and our home for the next few days as we go in search of the grizzlies. But first, we'll explore the lodge, check the accommodation and settle in and soak up this pure and very beautiful environment. Co-owner Tom Rivers lives out here on Great Bear Lodge, and I'm interested to know a little more about the setup they have going here. Tom, it's so relaxing out here and it's such a beautiful place you live in. How long have you been here and how did it all start for you?
Well, we've been in this river system since 2004. We started the company in 1999, and it started with me living in a tent, people doing day trips, and it slowly evolved organically to what you see here now.
How many bears live in this sort of area?
That's difficult to say. They move around following different food resources each year, but we typically will see 40 to 60 individuals during the 6 months we're open, every year.
Running a setup like this must take a lot of management, especially in such a pristine environment.
Well, we try to generate in as much power, green power as we can, just because economics make sense for one thing, and then plus it's the right thing to do. And the waste is treated underneath the actual lodge. There's a waste treatment plant in the concrete float. And then things like everything is split into recyclable materials and they get flown back to Port Hardy because the plane is empty going back. We try to maintain a really small footprint here.
This is one of those places that is truly wild. You're not allowed to just wander off on your own here. You must be with one of the staff who will keep you safe at all times. Bears are regularly seen right next to the lodge. Accommodation is lodge style with twin share or double beds for up to 16 people. Gourmet meals are served at the dining table, surrounded by incredible views, with maybe a glass or two of Canada's finest wines from the nearby Okanagan Valley.
Tonight for dinner we have a wild sockeye salmon. It's cooked on an alder plank in the barbecue with caramelized red onions on top, served with roasted yams and a salad of mixed greens, strawberries, maple pecans, goat cheese, and strawberry balsamic vinaigrette.
You will feel right at home here. It's a comfortable base to explore the rainforest and the coastal environment in search of the famous grizzly bear. But tonight, we're relaxing and taking in the spectacular scenery.